Let's talk about it, ascolte. Let's talk about it, ascolte.
Episode 33 iyasixoxa na Prince Vilakazi. Uma kuyi episode yakho yokucala le press follow la usilandzele ku Anchor, usilandzele na ku Spotify ngilama interview la kaphuma khona. But mangabe ufuna kubona tonke letinto lesikhuluma ngato ke sinel page ku Facebook libhale asixoxa na Prince Vilakazi. Then kungena ku episode yethu namuhla si vakashile nginaso I think masikhuluma nge-radio, i-radio lekangaka yendi ngiyacabanga i-radio ya online ngemanga.
Online and i-radio yaseyitolo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, liyaseyitolo. Kambe ibizwa liyaseyitolo.
Yeah, in-store radio.
In-store radio.
Yeah, because we went from campus radio to community radio, regional then national. We ended.
The categories are this. I've done community radio. I've done public broadcasting, which is SABC, and then commercial radio. So those are the three major categories in South African radio. So I've done them all. I don't know if it means it's time to retire. Not sure.
Yeah, stova ngokuhamba ngendlela, but njengoba sovile if umat urecognizeile ngevoice yakhe uyi-event organizer, uyi-DJ, i-voice over artist, into lebalethela noma lemlethela today I think is the only guy lengaba ne fair conversation naye ku radio lesingafunza kwe, because njengoba sesibalile nguwe lo uhambele ama stages lawo lengiceza kwabala ku radio. So I don't think khona lengike ngaba naye or lengimatiwe lengaba naye celebrate lokho. Ngaphandle kwaloko usilethele i-vibe lemnanzi la Mpumalanga. So ngilenye lesitokhuluma ngaye. I don't know ukuthi ukuthi you are a trendsetter. So uyi trendsetter ngiletinye letinto lesitokhuluma ngato, yeah, uyi game changer. So lokhu utokubona, but yonke into lehambisana naye ina big umkhulu ngemtimba ngibig una big voice bigzill on air. But one thing lengachela yona, the bigzill ukasixoxe na Prince Vilakazi. Rodman ngibonga lesikhathi sokuthi usithathe utela, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Uti. And I must say, I was checking out your podcast.
Yeah.
I think you're really good at what you do.
Yes.
I think you are on to something.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things for us, particularly in Mpumalanga, that sets us back has been that we don't create. We consume what every other province provides. Hence, even if you are looking at our events wethu, they are dependent on our artists wase Jozi, Pulukwane, Durban. La wethu are not headlining. And it has not always been like that. But something, maybe later we'll have that conversation, but something seemed to have changed somewhere in history.
Oh, okay.
But we used to lead the whole country.
At least khuluma njani, khuluma ngami nawe, then utosipha le information ngale, because mina kuloko bengisengakuboni mara mawuthona kuke kwendeka salid.
We led. In fact, the South African culture of arts and creatives is built on Mpumalanga. We'll have that conversation later on.
Yeah, uqinisile yazi to hamba na. Ngicela ngikukongratulate ekucala ne 6th edition ye Feast and Dance. Akusilula ukuthi ukwende kuze nifike kule zinga lenkulu la Mpumalanga njengoba so i-annual kumbe just ukuthi le party ye 6th lenayo event ye 6th.
Maybe we should take it to the beginning.
Yeah.
We were quite fortunate. As unfortunate as it may sound,
yes.
Lockdown was a blessing for us.
Okay.
Not the pandemic, but the lockdown. It was a blessing for us because it calmed down the industry and there was no noise.
Okay. Yes.
At the same time, the marketplace of eventing was a hungry place. People were hungry for something. And we came in and presented a unique offering which adapted to the parameters that were set out by the government to say you can't have so many people, you must have less people than this. So even though we don't limit our numbers because of the pandemic, but the pandemic aligned well with us.
Oh, yeah, ngiyakuthola.
You get what I'm saying? So even though now the country is opening up, Tina, we're not adding numbers. Yeah. Our numbers are between 250 and 300 tickets that we sell each time. We're doing the 6th one. We started out with a free event at a friend's backyard.
Okay.
And if we can show you the picture of the first event and then you look at the following episodes, sometimes it becomes difficult for people to really believe that that's where it started. Yeah. But it is the magic of, breaking down a concept and saying, yes, I have a big vision, but how do I start? Yeah. Where I am with the resources that I have. So we said, here is an idea. Let's invite our immediate friends. And each one of us, when we began, there was 5 of us. It used to be called the cookout.
Okay.
So we then said we're going to invite our immediate friends. Each one was to invite between 15 to 30 friends. Ultimately, uma ngabu invite abangani, abanye bathi ngiyeza, abanye bathi ngizobe ngibusy. But by the time of the day, those who are able to make it. I think we ended up with about 100 people at the friend's backyard, and the DJs were cooking. Some of the DJs were cooks, were cooking, and we put out the little monies that we had, bought food, and put together all the resources that were necessary. One of the brothers we were with provided the place which is his home actually, provided us with his sound yake, and really said, guys, let me empower you.
Okay.
And that's how it started. And then later on, usagcina sesibabili ke mina no Crashers. And we left the cookout. We started a food porn. It was food porn at the time.
Okay, asende so ngoba wona nyalo sale wangishaya ngeclarity ngiyikhumbula ifood porn ne cookout. So mina bengitshela ukuthi ngizokubuta nga 1 but uyenda kahle masita mawuta so ngalendlela lena. So lengifuna ukuthola nyalo uma ngatholakala ukuthi lamathikithi aphelile lokusho ukuthi ngithengise isold out lo ngakathengi uluzile because
which we always do. We sell out every time. Yeah, but what's your question?
Ngiyo soziya uyiphendule kahle ukuthi because i-private party lele sikhuluma ngayo, then lokuthi ni create ibe private because besakhuluma ngalendzaba ye-pandemic ngile culture lele sinayo ukuthi i-event leso la Mpumalanga akusiki ukuthi inga-celebrate ngathi ku-struggleisha lama-event lamakhulu.
Yes.
Okay.
You see the makeup of Feast and Dance, because now it's called Feast and Dance. We wanted to create a space where we can play the music that we love without anyone coming and saying, hey, owner iti dlala mapiano.
Yes, yeah.
Which I think is a struggle for many deep house, tech house, Afro house, all the dance music DJs who are playing the sound that is on the deeper side and alternative side. Because let me put it this way. The entertainment industry in South Africa is run by entrepreneurs, not by creatives.
100%.
So entrepreneurs are there for the money, so they go with whatever is popular.
Yeah.
Yet, if you go into the customers' phones and look at the library of music, you'll find that people are very dynamic in their nature. Yeah. In the same playlist, you'd find somebody listening to gospel music, listening to amapiano. Then the next song you'll find is an R&B song. The next one you'll find somebody has dubstep. Yeah. Somebody has artists nobody knows about. Yes. And that told us, Uguti, there is a market. And we need to create this space for ourselves. Goes back to my point earlier on that you doing this podcast, you are creating something. We also wanted to create something unique, something different. And it being something small and something unique, in the beginning it was because we were starting out. Yeah. Then we realized that actually the direction of this thing needs to be, that unique, intimate feel. And then we started building around the concepts and the ideas that came after that to what it has become.
Ukhuluma ngokuba unique, ngiyacabanga ngiyaqala kubona i-event le offerisha abantu indzawo yokulala. after,
Yes.
because masiya to kuma event sibanjwe tingunzi and stuff, but nyalo
Yes.
yasho ukuthi okay, this is private, maso udziniwe utoya lapha. So asicale from the beginning, kumuntu mhlambe lo ngadi makhulunywa nge-fist and dance kuze
Yes.
kukhulunywa ngani. Before ngifika la ngibone mangasi golf kumbe ipolo le blue, I don't know ukuthi mhlambe ihamba ngawo inale sticker se fist and dance. So
Yes.
lokucala kuva namhla ukuthi kune fist and dance and say ku 6th edition.
Yes.
Ungathi yini fist and dance?
What is Fist and Dance? It is we call it an international, intimate social gathering for people who love dance music. We fuse food and electronic dance music, especially focusing on Afro and tech house. We accommodate deep house, soulful house, but we are actually in essence an Afro and tech house event. We are limited, we're not exclusive, we're intimate. There's a difference. Exclusivity means that there are people who are not supposed to be there. Intimate means it has to feel small and really nice. When you get to Fist and Dance, you begin to realize some of the things that we put emphasis on in building the concept. One is we take a lot of serious attention into the quality of sound, the quality of lighting, the event design. When you get to our event, even if you are the first to arrive, you will not get there and feel like, bantu basengafikanga. In fact, you'll be like, yes, I got here first, so I'll get to sit at the best place. At Fist and Dance, there is no segregation of patrons. By that I mean, we don't do the usual, there's a VIP, a VVIP, and an extra
okay,
strong.
yeah.
We are all VIP. It is a VIP event.
Yeah, that's why you private.
We attract patrons from Mozambique, Eswatini, Jozi, Pulukwane, Pitori, KZN, Emalahleni, EP33. I mean, people come from far and wide, but it's a small event. That's the interesting thing about it. We attract tourism into the city of Mbombela, and we then realized, Uguti, there's a space for us to tap into. Remember, your vision in whatever you're doing will not be complete at the beginning. As you continue to do it, things will be revealed to you, ideas will come in, and you will build. And as we were building, we began to realize that Mpumalanga, and the Lowveld particularly, is a heaven of tourism.
Okay.
We have spaces that are untapped. Lodges and hotels. Some of the best venues in terms of lodges and hotels are here in the Lowveld of Mpumalanga because it's a tourism hub. It's a tourism city. And no one is tapping into that. So Fist and Dance only happens not at clubs, lounges and shisanyamas. Never. We book lodges and hotels. And it also then works for us because our patrons can then book at the same place.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sengila upulenza yokulala ingena khona. Yeah.
And people become safer. They don't have to drive drunk and whatever. And we do things differently, I must say.
Yeah, road and safety shots kubuya kufuna i-sponsor la because nyalo bantu sikhiphe ini drink and driving.
Exactly. Yes, we are yet to engage government. We wanted to build a working product that everybody must know this thing works. And we're at the 6th episode right now. And everyone who's watching, they can see that it's moving. We are disruptive in our nature. We do things differently. I have to emphasize this. That's what makes Fist and Dance different and unique. And people are like, what is this concept? What is this? And even if anybody wants to copy it, you really need to come and sit down with us and say, guys, what is this thing? Because if you are just going to take it, we came in, you're not going to get the essence of it. We are doing things differently in all things. For an example, I'll give you one of the things that are quite unique about us. Have you ever gone to an event, bought a ticket, and you are told there is a bottomless open bar?
Good. Even no ngisho ukuthi mina ngibone ngale lona le ukuthi uthola indzawo yokuhlala ayivami.
Yes.
Yeah, kuba khona. So yeah, there's a lot le unique ngako even the event.
our whole philosophy, our whole way of doing things is built on how can we do things better, how can we do them differently, and be unique, and also provide convenience for the patrons. So really, South Africa and our neighboring nations have been quite supportive to us. I mean, we've attracted people from the USA.
Bengisafuna kubuta ngalo ngiko mawulo noma ungena ku page nalomjida licitsa kumnika inamba kune $US kuse kukhombisa ukuthi le mali le ungeta mana lakithi, so even nalama hotel umsebenzi waloko, so ninayo iplan ukuthi kusasa siyayithatha outside South Africa, like sike sabona Shinza i-one man show ayisale, because bangayidemand abantu ukuthi no madoda site le experience le buya mina nginele hotel eAmerica, so ikhona i-vision yokuthi siya lapho.
Definitely. We cannot talk much yet because ukukhulumela emlilweni kuyingozi. But I can confirm ukuthi our patrons who come from Mozambique, who come from Eswatini, have already requested that, guys, Nesbona, we are coming to support you. We want this thing nati in our own backyard. So we are considering those requests. When and how, Swiss and Dance is all about secret, because the secret location and everything about it is a secret, but we are open to it. We are in consideration of those requests, and we hope to be able to do it soon.
Ukhulume ngokuthi la Mpumalanga ke ukuhlukanisa ama entrepreneurs kuzadila ngebusiness. If ibusiness lena ingasipani ngiyacabanga sibonile makufika icorona ukuthi bogogo bavukile tuketfonye ukuthi ma entrepreneurs nani. But lele sikwendako udzinga ukuthi screate. So kune premium beat ne Kitika if ngiyibita ikatika. Okay, yeah. Ngeva ngathi igama le machina le Katika. So ngifuna kwathi ukuthi ngibobani bantu laba create i-Fist and Dance, because I know the two brands. Noma ngiwole ngwa notice kakhulu ukuthi okay lawa ngathi akusima sponsor.
Yes, it is important for us to give thanks and recognize everybody that has been involved in this journey. Like I did explain earlier on, that we started out as the cookout. I was invited into the cookout.
Oh, okay.
By Katika, that's Gracious Dio, who is my current partner. I was invited by him. They were a group of DJs who were thinking about similar ideas that I also had similar ideas within Premium Beats. And we would share with Katika some of the thoughts and ideas. And when they were beginning to move, they were like, he then suggested to them, like, guys, another member that we may need in this team could be myself. And they agreed to approach me. Then I said to Katika Mchana, Mina, I like my things done ngohlelo. So let's sit down, iron out some things. Let me ask questions that need to be asked, and let's be on the same page. We had that meeting, and they brought me in. And as we were moving, you know, in any collaboration, sometimes you find that you need to go separate ways. Amicably so. We then decided, we've learned some things from the cookout. We would like to go a different way. And then we started Fist and Dance. So when...
wait. It was
we started food porn.
Okay, yeah.
Started food porn. I then began envisioning the concept of food porn and started working on its image as well, its branding. And when I told Katika and said, Mchan, this is the direction I think I'm going. He then said to me, Nangsasali gendot. Hamba nawe. And I said, no, Mchana, our spirits connect very well, and I think it will go very far. And we began working on how do we take it to the market. Then we started improving the concept. So we left the cookout. And when we then said food porn, how we then changed to Fist and Dance, the streets loved the name food porn because it's intriguing. Some people associate it with things that shouldn't be associated with. What it actually means is a glamorized presentation of food. That's the official meaning of the phrase food porn. But the challenge that we faced was when we get into boardrooms
Yeah, no must sponsor.
and we're talking to sponsors, they would be concerned about this porn
Yeah.
in the food.
Nginento lebengizama kusho ukuthi nyalo kube inkinga nami buka wena ukhuluma ngeligama ke ukuthi everywhere la sifika khona baqale babone McG so into ingaze ilona
Exactly. Or now in a challenge ukuthi kuthiwa hey lama podcast wenu.
Yeah, uyabona.
You all are controversial. So we had a similar challenge ukuthi our potential sponsors would ask, hey, what is this porn here in the food? And then we then said, okay, in the streets will remain as food porn. But officially will be Fist and Dance. Fist and Dance was the payoff line of food. So it was food porn, feast and dance.
Okay.
So then, because we had already changed the name, because abantu bebasazi as the cookout, then we went to food porn. And we made an official announcement. Hey, we are now food porn. What. Those who liked the name Cookout, there was a hula baloo. But we didn't want to get into the politics. Why Nishile or Senenzenjani?
It's growth, yes.
We didn't want to get into those, but we made that announcement. But so it had a lot of questions. When we moved to Fist and Dance, we did not announce. If you look at the logo of food porn, it's the same logo. The food porn was on the right of the trademark. Yes. And then the Fist and Dance was below the trademark. Yeah. All we did, we cut out the food porn name and remained with the trademark and the payoff line without announcing.
Oh.
And then we said, those who are sharp,
but oh boy,
they will notice, they will ask, we will give them the information. But we will begin to brand with the Fist and Dance. And then it got into people's minds. Only later, people then began, are we now Fist and Dance or now food porn?
Yes.
And then now, as we prepare for the 6th episode, we then took the Fist and Dance from the bottom of the trademark and put it where the food porn was. It's actually marketing engineering.
Yeah.
We then placed it where the food porn was because the time is right. And then now the payoff line is beautiful vibrations.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the journey of Fist and Dance. And right now, officially, we're Fist and Dance. And we have no problem if our patrons refer to us as food porn. We are still food porn. For those who know the legacy, who know the journey, the story, who have been following from the beginning. But to those who just joined us now, they know us as Fist and Dance.
Okay, asiqale nge-experience yakho nasikhulumele i-dance music, i-afro house, afro tech. Ngicabanga techno yethu kuhambisana ne-dance music la especially kule field ye-house ngoba uthi ne-deep house ne-accommodate. So kunema DJs phela or bakhona nema artists la performa i-deep house music.
We don't do performances per se. Maybe in the future. We are focused on tech house and afro house. It's a food event. When you buy your ticket, then you get access to our entire VIP experience. You will partake in the buffet that we'll be serving, and drinks are a bottomless open bar, and we take you to a secluded secret location. You are able to also book accommodation at the same place. It's all about beautiful vibrations. We do not, remember I told you that we do things differently. We don't announce our lineup, never.
Okay, yeah.
So,
at least
yes, so we don't sell a lineup, we sell an experience. Yes. We feel that this lineup concept of doing events is not sustainable. So you end up paying somebody to promote them. So I pay you to make you bigger in my community. I feel like it's actually not, it's not sustainable. It's based on celebrities. We don't do celebrities.
The experience,
We don't do celebrities. We go around South Africa and our neighboring countries and discover talented DJs. And then we bring them over to come and have a space to perform, and we pay. We then give you, when we book you, we give you an instruction. You are not allowed to say you are playing at Fist and Dance.
It makes sense.
You can share anything. If you wish to share, you can share. our posters, our promos, you can share, but you are not obliged. Again, we do things differently. In many events, what do?
Poster ukuthi okay ngelanga leliso
They make you do a video and say, hey, I'm coming to where. No. Not at Fist and Dance.
Yes.
The people who come to Fist and Dance are buying into the Fist and Dance experience.
Yeah. So inyalo ngiyakuthola sorry kungena emlonyeni. Shothi inyalo angeke ngiye tuke Fist and Dance because ngibone kuna DJ bani ngiya ngale event.
Yes.
Oh.
You know that you have trust in the event, and does not matter who's going to be there. What makes this celebrity thing not sustainable is that as a business, when the celebrity whom they have enjoyed is gone and no longer coming, what are you left with?
Oh, ukuthi bangahamba naye. Yeah, ngiyakuthola.
You no longer have a business.
Yeah.
So you were not selling an experience in essence. You were selling a lineup, and the lineup is gone, and they are gone with your business.
So bafike bakutshela ukuthi idlala amapiano tube set yakho uyiprepareile ngiyakuthola.
Exactly. So thina ngapha we are saying when patrons get there, they know exactly what to expect, and when they get there, we then announce who these DJs are, how they can access them, how they can follow them. It becomes more meaningful, even for the DJs, because now these patrons are hearing Ushai Namba La Piana, and it's the direct audience who knows what they are here for. So they will be following these DJs because they are like, I've just discovered somebody else that can feed my soul with the kind of sound I'm looking for. So it's actually worth more than just going to play at any other sport.
Kuwe personally because ngimathi sesengibangikhathika kuthi DJ onjani. Ufila njani njengoba senile edition le because ima event dance music inkinga eMpumalanga akusilula ngiyacabanga ube kuwo onke ama event ngike nabona ngathi nike nazama Spring Fiesta sala eMpumalanga ngathi kwendekeni
I was just booked.
Sengasho ukuthi ma event dance music even akusingile dance yodwa nema outlets amakwenda ama event hip hop bekuna besine music garden lama event la ngathi afocusa kule talent nale sound le bakhona akusilula so kuze nifike lana nekuthini kuwe because nyalo masikhuluma nge6 edition akusafani nokuthi nisafufutha yes tiponsa ticale tanibuka ukuthi bendani lapho nyalo sekukhona kuya previous ngibona ngathi bekunestela but I know ukuthi uke wasebenzisana neVodacom so that's why ngithi ukuthini nginoyibonile achievement ukuthi okay sisebenzile khona mhlambe la siya khona ukuthi singaba vele kube Spring Fiesta sisempumalanga ama event ukuthi kude umuntu ongasuka le kutseni eTektolona nathi nandu bangasithatha sibiyele kulo number 1 lebumusho.
Your question is quite open-ended, but I'll deal with the different elements of it. Let's start with how we were able to get to where we are, as in comparison to other events. Again, it goes back to the fact that we are selling an experience. We are not selling local DJs. Hear me well.
Yeah. Okay, singing.
We are selling talented DJs.
Yeah, okay, yes.
From across the SADC.
Yeah.
But even then, we sell them when they are there performing. Yes. We don't say to the audience, come because there's DJ Mang Mang. We say, come, we are especially an Afro and Tech House event which fuses food into it. And then we sell just that. And we focus our marketing message in that come to this unique experience. But we did not cheat. It's very important. We did not cheat ourselves. We did not cheat our audience.
Yeah.
We did not microwave into where we are. And our journey is still long. We're going far. We started from the bottom.
Yeah.
We respected and believed in who we are. It begins with creating something you truly believe in. I always say to abafowethu who abasafufusa in terms of the music business, whatever you do not call yourself a local artist.
Yeah. Ngiyakuthola ngibene nginga nami ngalento leyo ukuthi uma uthi localizer what do you mean?
Ask me why.
Yeah, ngakubuza yeah.
I say never ever if you've been calling yourself a local artist, stop.
Yeah.
If you have been writing it as I'm a local artist, on your social media and anywhere where you promote yourself, go delete that thing. Why? Whichever way you pitch yourself into the market, you cannot change.
Oh, okay, right. So you local artist.
You will always remain a local artist in the eyes of the audience because that's how you pitched yourself. We never pitched ourselves as a local event.
Okay.
In fact, most of the people who come to Fist and Dance are not from Bombay. Yeah. If you go to our social media and you just scan and look for people you know, chances are you're not going to find any of your influencers at Fist and Dance. Yes. We're not saying they are not welcome. We would love to have them. But when we were pitching ourselves into the market, we could not pitch ourselves as a local event. Had we done that, it would take us longer. If you say you are a local artist, there are connotations that come with that, which become difficult to get rid of. Such as the money you will charge anyone who wants to book you.
It has to be low.
You might be getting booked for a six-pack. You might be getting booked for imali that will remain the same all the time. Just because there is a bad connotation that the industry associates with local artists. Does not matter how talented you are. When Zahara came into the marketplace, TS Records never pitched Zahara as a local artist. They took Zahara on a tour. I'm telling you something I know. They took Zahara on a tour, a radio tour, a performance tour, across the country. I think it was about 3 to 6 months. Within 6 months' time, Zahara was a household name.
In South Africa.
You want to build your brand, travel.
Okay.
You want to build your brand, don't associate yourself with the connotations of local artists. Let the local community call you local because you belong to them. But don't brand yourself as a local artist. You are an artist. Finish and klar. You are what? An artist. If you say you are a local artist, then does it mean that if a market in any other country wants you,
because when you are local.
You are local.
Okay, yeah. Trademark what the brand.
You have blocked yourself.
Okay.
And understand why we say we are local. We are trying to represent our hometown.
Yes.
You don't have to represent your hometown by saying you are local. To represent your hometown, you need to call yourself an artist. And when you are up there, your hometown will say he is ours. Then your hometown will be your constituency. But if you say I'm local, then your hometown has nothing to brag about.
Yes. Okay. I see local event.
We are an international, intimate, electronic dance music food event for electronic dance music lovers. Go into our Instagram and read our profile. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the same. We didn't just write that. It evolved over time. And the main thing has been food, electronic dance music. But over time, we're able to clearly describe who we are. It is important that you must be able to describe yourself. If you don't describe yourself, the marketplace will tell you who you are.
Yes.
Chances are you may not like what the marketplace will call you. So you must go ahead of the marketplace and tell them who you say you are. Then they begin to learn what you are bringing to the table. As we speak right now, the city of Mbombela is beginning to embrace Fist and Dance. But for previous episodes, it has always been who's doing this event, what is it about, who's performing, and all of those questions. And we keep telling people we don't announce our lineup. You frankly don't need to know who's doing the event.
You don't
know where the event is. If you want to experience what it is, follow the instructions. So to partake on Fist and Dance, we don't, if you look at any of our promotional material, you will never find all the information on a poster, on a video. What we put in there is we'll communicate one element of the event. For an example, we'll say bottomless open bar. and that's it. After that, we say send hi to this WhatsApp number 072-120-2278.
Yeah, mawulalele ungasenda khona lo tokubona. Nami
Yes.
ngibonile.
When you send on that number, we then begin to feed you with the information.
Yeah.
And in the spirit of doing things differently, we are the only event in South Africa that when we do an event, we send you a prospectus. There's a prospectus that we create for every event with all full details. Mausa Kvistentense, you must read. It's a 4-page prospectus that tells you about everything that will go on, how things will be done, what is the theme, how do you get accommodation, and all of those things, because we take ourselves seriously. When you look at our branding, we take ourselves seriously. We don't brand like every other event. So those small touches are quite important. It's our way of communicating to the marketplace that we are doing things different and you deserve this.
Yes. Yeah, ngifungizile even mawona masot explainer leti into ne ngiyabona nama uyalapha ku Facebook or anywhere la advertiser khona ukuthi mawut explainer lento lo explainer yakho ngilo ufike uyithole lapha nale uniqueness ngilele fike ibonakala lapha bengisakutshela ngale ndzaba ye video ukuthi okay kwenakalani la even nalapha ku WhatsApp ufike kwendeke njalo. So asikhulume ngawe nyalo urane kumbe still usarana ni premium beat. So i-premium beat yini i-subgenre or style lesi under house music or i-genre le khona?
Okay. Couple of things. Premium Beats is the company that manages the bigzill OnAir. It is also the brand that I dubbed the sound I play.
Yes, okay.
So my sound is called Premium Beats. My partner's sound is called Katika.
Okay.
Katika and Premium Beats are then Fist and Dance is a collaborative effort of Premium Beats and Katika. But Premium Beats is the company that manages the bigzill OnAir. Everything that I do. It is also a podcast of house mixes.
Yeah, I remember go lockdown.
Yes.
When my live video con.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can get audio mixes as well via premiumbeats.co.za. So then premiumbeats.co.za becomes the hub at which you will find everything that has to do with what the bigzill OnAir is doing.
Yeah.
So and later Premium Beats will offer other products as well, including the release of music and apparels and all of those things. But those are things in the future.
Yeah. So njengoba ukhuluma nga bigzill OnAir bantu labaningi bakwati OnAir ngithemba wonke umuntu ukwathi nangale gama ne outlet ecede ku approach njalo ithi yakubuka iyakufanisa iyakubuda washo ukuthi ungibigzill. So kumuntu lo ngamathi ku bigzill kusibisela nasekhaya ukuthi ukhulele lephi ngathi ngibani?
I was born Bonginkosi Zulu, eLukwatini eNhlazatshe eSikomville. That's where I'm from, that's where I hail from. I am a born creative. I'm a maker of magic.
Yeah. Maker of magic. Yeah.
I express my talent in radio, in eventing, and currently these are the expressions, and as a DJ, that I express my creativity in, or I've been fortunate to express my creativity in. I started out in radio in 2005 at TUT Top Stereo, which is now called Tshwane FM in the city of Tshwane, a campus radio station of the Tshwane University of Technology.
Singene la kule ndzaba le because ngilenye indzaba le cishe inhlekiso ngijabulisa. Boyofunzelana eTshwane because bokungasiki ukuthi boyofunzela i-radio.
I was going there for marketing.
Yeah, boyofunzela i-marketing.
Which is what I've learned there helps now in how we are selling Fist and Dance. Actually, things I've learned there. But I did not finish. I dropped out and focused on radio.
So ngicela ukuphinza ukungena emlonyeni futhi.
Yeah.
Angathi it was correct le story mas right.
Yeah, what have you heard?
Ukuthi bohamba nemajita akho but mawulalela nilalela emsakatweni manje uyeva ukuthi okay kukhona lenkuva komara khona lokushodako la lesingathi singakwenda ngcono kuliciniso ngakanani
Within Mpumalanga.
Ngisho le eloneni kuqala ke eTshwane.
Uqala uke eTshwane.
Yeah. Idrowe kanjani interest yakho radio?
Or into radio.
Yeah.
There was it's funny that I forgot these people's names who actually inspired this thing of radio into me. It's been so long that we haven't touched base. There was a lady and a gentleman. We stayed together in a block of flats. And there were people who really touched my spirit when we would share, speak, and masiphuma sikhuluma la ngaphandle, we would share dreams and motivate each other. And we would say powerful things to each other, like we're having a conversation like this. And it would be like we're having a tag team situation. Somebody says something powerful and the next connects to it and says something else, and you get inspired and you're throwing something in there.
Breakfast club, inshallah, man, Angela,
we didn't know what this was, and we then decided, no, man, people need to hear the things we're saying.
Oh, okay.
Wawan?
Yeah.
I was at TUT. The one was at, forgot what it was. The other lady was with UNISA. I was the only one who had a campus that had a radio station. I said, hey, man, we must approach the radio station at my campus and maybe do a radio show there, share these things that we are sharing here. I think about the type of things we share with each other. When we approached the radio station, Jeremy Thorpe, the station manager, is still there. He then said, they can't come here because they are not students. Yeah. Only students can work here. But we're an demo. I went back to the house, recorded a 30-minute demo. I wish I could find that 30 minutes demo.
Asicocena Prince Villas ngihleke ngile story lo share kune demo la lesikhathi bafuna abantu eGwalagwaleni bathethe I think bathatha Kingdom na hlengiwe
may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, then nama wethu bengathi idemo ukuthi iyendiwa kanjani kumbe kufuna kwendeke njani but ikhona la kaStokna Prince. So ngenda interview serious ngalanza a person safike sashaya interview.
Yes.
A
clean job. I'm sure yakho be 30 minutes or more.
So now usho ukuthi wena 30 minutes demo I understand
I didn't know how to do a demo. I didn't know what was required. He just said record yourself doing a show, and I did that. I just did a show alone and made my own jokes and laughed at my own jokes, and in the end it was 30 minutes, and I wish I could find it. I went back to Top Stereo and tried to look for it. I couldn't find it because I wanted to keep it and put it on a cloud somewhere, because that was the beginning of everything. But what I noticed was then that actually this radio thing had always been there. I just never noticed it. Because when my father bought me my very first computer, I think it was the year 2000 or 2001, and I was at Standerton College at the time, in Standerton. When I got my computer, I bought myself a set of headsets that had a microphone. And music had always been my thing. In my community, I was one of those guys whom you knew. You need to talk to that guy. I was the guy who makes noise for the whole community and keep his speaker ngenzingati ngrasila ngalonke la ngaphandle. I was that guy, and I would also record myself, or not record myself, but play music and pretend to be on radio with that headset of mine. But it never clicked in my head at the time that actually I have a gift and a calling of radio, because I never knew anybody who was on radio. Nobody in my community had ever even attempted to be on radio. There are no radio stations in my community. So when I got to the city of Tshwane, TUT, I meet these guys. We think of being on radio because I saw there's a radio station on campus. Then I go and inquire. Jeremy Thorpe says, give me a demo. I now walk into my calling without noticing.
Yes.
So 3 months later, only then it clicks on me that actually this thing has always been inside of me. The memories come back, and I begin to realize how happy I am doing this thing. I can actually do it the entire day. I don't need anybody to pay me.
Yes.
In fact, we used to walk distances with some of my colleagues then. We walked from Umangabitwane, Uyazi, Usisuge, Arcadia, or a Sunnyside, or a Central, and walked to TUT, Pretoria West, just to do a 3-hour radio show every Saturday. Sometimes we'd walk early hours of the morning, sindlule lapha eMaraba start, and esigijinyiswe amaphara.
Yeah.
Siphethe ama laptop ngapha. You understand?
Yeah.
Luckily they never caught us.
Yeah.
And we would still go back next weekend and do the same thing. We would sleep. uma ngabe sibalekela lamaparas come on a Friday afternoon and cross night at the station, sleep on the couches, which were very uncomfortable, to do a show at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
That was the journey. If you, for somebody who may not be familiar with the city of Tshwane, that distance is in the city of Mbombela is equal to walking from the Mbombela campus of TUT to Gamakuku Stadium using the main road. Not cutting through the city, using the main road. And then you are going to Gamakuku Stadium. Those are the distances one would walk. And that's when I realized that I actually want to do this for a living. And I've been fortunate that I was able to get in.
Then ulandzele ku ngoba mangabe ulandzele ePCR ngifuna kwathi ukuthi uyathi njani bake benda ama audition ePCR mangifika lapha inamba lengagcina kuyibona bekusasa ekseni kuna 94 bantu labethe ku audition and uyabona labanye ukuthi basuka ekutheni blind.
Yes.
So lokuthi iPCR iyatiwa ngaphandle uwathi njani ukuthi okay mhlambe kune PCR ukuthi uma ubuya vele la Mpumalanga wasesha kuma radio station.
I hate auditions. In my whole career, I've only done one audition, and I also hate submitting demos. In fact, I advise that nobody should ever submit a demo.
Okay.
I will tell you my strategies.
Yes.
I move ka strategy mchana. I'm a demo in my career and submitted only two. I submitted a demo to Likwala Kwala and it was requested.
Yeah.
Not because I submitted it. The way they requested, hey, still demo yako. I also submitted a demo. Rise FM, no, they came to me. I didn't go to them.
Yeah.
PCR FM, what I did with PCR. I submitted a demo at the TUT Top Stereo, Tshwane FM. When I got in, they said, bring us a demo. So my advice is that only submit a demo when they ask for it.
Yeah, okay.
Because when they ask for it, you know they're going to listen to it.
Mm.
In my 16 years of radio, I've never seen any programs manager that I've worked for sitting down saying, hey, today I'm busy listening to demos.
Okay.
Chances are your demos get into a box or they stay on email because nowadays, CD, they stay on email there, and when he's bored, he might listen to your demo and give you feedback. You are actually lucky if a programs manager gives you feedback on your demo.
So kuyiphinza kahle lento sengathi ngiyayiva nyalo mabathe isubmit idemo ithumele ungasuki wena.
Don't just go and submit a demo.
Oh, okay.
I will explain strategies of getting into radio.
Yeah.
Don't forget it. We must explain it. It's very important. I will explain. I'm going to give you a working strategy that I have used. Yeah. In fact, I'm preparing to put my strategies of how to get in the game in a PDF format.
Okay.
But it's not going to be free.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it.
Yes. Oh, Alex.
But I think I need to share this knowledge.
Yes.
You will be frustrated if you are going to be going around submitting demos. If you are going to go to auditions, go because you want to go have fun. Yeah. They can be fun. Yeah. But don't go there because you really want the job. Yeah. I have gone to audition, only one audition in my career. It was Empower. You remember Empower FM?
Yeah.
Which converted to Rise FM.
Right now.
I did go to that one. I had fun.
Yes.
But I hate auditions. I think it's quite usually you find that they already know who they want. It's just a marketing gimmick.
Okay.
Because it's going to create a huge awareness and those people will be listening to the station.
Yes.
So I really hate them.
Okay.
But now, before I lose my trail of thought, what I did, I submitted my demo at TUT Top Stereo, and then with BCR, a time was coming closer to when I needed to come back home.
Okay.
Because there were no longer opportunities for me in Gauteng.
Yes.
And I thought, I think if I can kill the game. The things that I've learned here.
Yes.
I am highly competitive. I am quite creative. And the radio I am hearing, particularly back at home, I think they are playing.
Yeah, all right.
So I was like, I think there's a space for me, but how do I get in? Then I said, at the time, Empower had just received a broadcasting license.
Okay.
And I was hopeful that because I have the experience now on radio,
Yeah.
and I've broadcasted a little bit in Gauteng,
Yeah.
and you have that sense of competition,
Well, to just what's it?
they will actually realize what I'm worth. Only to find that Empower had already gotten the talent that they needed.
Yes.
So I had to come back and start from scratch.
Yeah.
And I said, only if I can get in at Barberton Community Radio.
Yeah.
Now, how do I get in?
Mm.
And then here's my strategy.
Mm.
I then called PCR
Yeah.
and said, guys, I have an idea of a radio feature.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, every radio station wants to hear about the next radio idea,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So what I did was I said to them, I am at TUT Top Stereo. Let us every Saturday morning on the breakfast shows, my breakfast show and the breakfast show
Yes,
EPCR.
Yeah.
There were 100 people who were doing that show. But mainly I think it was Fat Alice that was doing the show. But every Saturday I would find somebody else. Tolu Prajep, Tolu Fat Alice, Tolu Mandla S. So Utolu kuyangokuthi kuvuke bani, ubani bekalelo, ubani ovukile owenza the show. But the main person, if I remember well, it was Fat Alice. Can't be too sure. So they agreed. So what we would do, we would share the local scene of what's happening in the city of Tshwane, and they would share with the city of Tshwane what is happening in the scene within Barberton and Mbombela.
Yes.
Over the phone.
Yeah.
And before we finish, they would play their imaging over the phone to Tshwane. We would play our imaging of TUT Top Stereo over the phone to the Barberton community people. Yeah. And it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever done such a thing. Where two radio stations meet live on the airwaves.
Especially kulala mancane ngoba lamakhulani I team leyi1 mangabuka ne SABC so kulula ukuthi igwala bangal partnership.
But they had never done it. They only did it after I did it.
Yes. Ngiko ngithe uyi trendsetter so nyalo uyatiphendula kulungile nale game changer explain ngiko ngithi because letinye into yes siyacala ngimitha but letinye into through listening ngiko ngithi bengifuna hlala nawo anyatati letinto lo tendile nyalo at least so ya explain angisenga kunokuthi.
Thank you. So I did that. That was my way of introducing myself to the management of Barberton Community Radio. Because I needed to make sure I find something else.
Yes.
Remember, I had dropped out of school.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm chasing this radio thing. So I had to make sure that I make this radio thing work.
Yeah.
In fact, a year before I moved to, I think it was a year before I moved to, or was it 2 years? A year or two before I moved back to Mpumalanga. Each time alam la tigimi, mfano next year at this time, you are on your own.
Hey. Ala prepare early. Wozo ungasageli mos enokuyise esikolweni.
Yes. Next year this time and ngisethwane la lokho every month ukhipha inyuku and ubathi yapeka le nyuku seyapha ngoba lo muntu lo tenge mthume yona akasayidli. Next year this time you are on your own, so sort yourself out. We have a year.
Yeah.
A month before the next year this time came, he called me and said, Mchani, yakhumbula mos ukuthi we have an arrangement.
Ish.
And mina sengikhohliwe.
Oh. Mawuthi a month before bese kusele inyanga leyo yona ukwele wonke lo mnyaka waso
ngakhumbula. A month's notice. What uyakhumbula ukuthi we have an arrangement.
Yes.
Ngathi no time ngiyakhumbula. Wathi asekunjalo ke ndoda. Here's your last stipend.
Eish.
And when that month came, vele there was no phone call, there was no bank notification. I knew myself. I had to fend for myself, and he helped me out.
Yeah.
Because it taught me to survive.
Yes.
It taught me to be a man. And since then, I've been on my own. And I think every parent should actually do that to their kids.
Yeah.
And be serious about it. So that happened. So the relationship with PCR management was already there. But time for me to come back home had already come.
Yeah.
I came back, and I came to PCR. Hey guys, do you remember me? But who are you? That guy over the weekend, that nice feature that you enjoyed. I'm the one.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a gentleman, may his soul rest in peace, I forgot his name. What was his name? He had moved just when I got back to Mpumalanga. He got an opportunity with Likwala Kwala. They took him.
Yeah.
I didn't stay long there. I think he had problems at Likwala Kwala and then he left. I forgot his name. He was originally from Swaziland.
Ay lama nomana ngwazi mina cishe ngathi le I line up kakhulu because laba khona nyalo lapha bathi uyabule ngibatiko ngilolo batiko.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the story about him. When he left, only then was there an opening. I think I chased PCR. I would come for meetings for about 4 months. Yeah. Every month I come back. Yeah. And I would make an appointment. But I get there. They've made other appointments and in just they are on the gate going out. But ish kambe when. 5 minutes. What's the story? Please, man. I don't fag up. But no, we'll call you. They don't call me. Next month, I call again. But was Mang figure same story. They have an appointment. What's the story? Until Kuala Kuala took Cheese Boy. No. It was not Cheese Boy. It was not Cheese Boy yet. No. Because Cheese Boy and I. Shaba had already left. They took somebody else. Who was it? Was it Slaban? I think it was Slaban.
Yeah, okay.
I think they had taken Slaban. Yeah. Yes, I think it was Slaban. If I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected. Then a space opened. Yeah. Who was the person they know who wants the job and is very capable? It was me.
Oh, okay, nice.
Waban?
Yeah.
Goes back to my strategy, I will tell you. Then I got in. They gave me Azangba Velebankaya top shows. Bangfage Psugu, Bangfage weekend, I had 3 shows. Within 6 months, when the time for changing a lineup came, they then gave me the afternoon. Angathi nifike kahle ke bafana.
Yeah.
Athi nifike kahle ngabakhombisa umhlolo.
Yeah.
I think PCR FM may have been one of the best radio shows I've ever enjoyed. The afternoon drive there. Total creative freedom, obviously with parameters and respect, because you must respect your listeners. And there are laws in radio. It's not like this podcast thing.
Oh, here we have laws. Yeah. But yeah, continue. Yeah.
So there's rules and regulations.
Yeah.
But there was total creative freedom. Followed by my Party Time Reloaded show on Kuala Kuala FM, one of the best platforms I've also enjoyed within my career. Total freedom of creativity. So that's how I got into Elon.
Ngipe le line up yenu mansa lapha eloneni PCR because nendo lengifuna kuyibuta ngawe na give and take in na give and take eloneni
give and take ngimthole kuGwala Gwala.
Okay, cishe tongibale
ku PCR FM. He was one of the elders who had already gone, but they still kept touch with PCR FM, so they would come and talk to us.
Then Rise FM mine approaching obabit.
Give and take joined us later, if I remember well.
Because lento le ngifuna kuyibuta ngifuna understand ukuthi okay sesitoyibuta wena ukuthi nikhona njani ku breaker le Gwala Gwaleni number 1 kusakata ngeSwati ungumZulu usakata ngeZulu give and take usakata ngeEnglish but ukhona ekusebenta eGwala Gwaleni then iRise FM ifike yakuhlala ngale linguistic because nyalo yes ukhonile ukuthola lelona so ngibuta ukuthi eBCR ukhona ukufika ku drive yes abathi kwendiwa siSwati but eGwala Gwaleni basebenzisa leSwati so bengifuna kuva ukuthi nitsabule njani le line ukuthi ungene wena kusakata ngeSwati lapha.
Oh no, it's about who I am.
Yeah.
And many people don't know this. Maybe mainly those in PCR because PCR vele bengisebenzisa isiZulu. Ngizalwa intombi yomSwati.
Oh.
Nkosi uDlamini. So siSwati ngisathi njengoba sinjalo.
Okay.
In fact ngisimunyile.
Yeah.
siSwati. So ngikhuluma siSwati phinde ngikhulume nesiZulu. Mangikhuluma isiZulu ngikhuluma isiZulu. Nangikhuluma siSwati ngikhuluma siSwati. Angicubi.
Okay, yes.
We understand?
Yeah.
So nangifika eGwala Gwaleni, there were those who were worried.
Yeah.
Kuthi wena ngoba sihlale sikukhuluma isiZulu utolunga yini la?
Yeah.
Only to find out that leSwati ngisimunyile.
Esikhona.
So basically I am multilingual.
Yeah. Ngiko ngithi Rise FM fike vele yakuhlala
I'm multilingual And since I've been Gulu Kuala Kuala, I've never had even one complaint. Not even one complaint of anybody saying, hey, in fact, I spoke a better Siswati than some of my colleagues.
Yeah.
Because angesiswati sasembobelo yasati.
Yeah.
Sihlangahlange sinenkkumba ekhathi.
Yes. Kuya ngokuthi uvela ku mara
Yeah, kune-
mawuqhamuka eBaptini right khona lendzawo leningala.
Yeah, kunalokuthi kube umuntu athi ngiyamthanza kusonto, umthanza kuye.
Yeah.
Or bathi
Mende ukubanza.
Sengiyamuka.
Yeah.
or emande kubanza.
Hayi labanzako.
We understand?
Yeah.
So
Imova nemoto.
imova nemoto.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's understandable because lulwimi lwesigodi lo.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone is able to also work there. But there were those concerns from some circles to say ngoba lona siyamati kuhlala khuluma siZulu utawulunga yini la. But I knocked it off the park.
Radio ulethe umfundisi longasimfundisi, that's why nyalo
Umfundisi Sithende.
akasekho, so kumuntu lo ngathi mhlambe indzaba yamfundisi Sithende because ukhuluma ngokuthi we creative, that's why ngithi mina we game changer radio uyilethile I change serious, so
Yes.
asiqale ngale yamfundisi Sithende.
Umfundisi Sithende, there was a young man who wanted to get into radio and would come and sit around during my show every single night.
Yeah.
When I was still new at PCRFM,
Yeah.
I think I was fascinated by the fact that I was coming in with a different type of radio. So, and he loved radio. He wanted to be on radio. And here is this guy was doing. I mean, I would do an evening show and it would sound like a show during the day.
Yeah.
I would flip the music around and play some crazy stuff.
Yes.
And because abantu bebajwayele ukuthi kudlalwa abo R&B and soul ebusuku, I flipped that
Yeah.
and just brought in some of the best of the time.
Yeah.
And it intrigued people, and I think he was also intrigued, and he wanted to come close. So he would come a lot during my evening show there. And until a time when Uputiga Nzinisa Baba came to me, who used to stay next to the radio station, and we would spend time with him there. He knew everybody at PCRFM. He then approached me, Musa Ikamalak. He said, Mchana, kunentwana lana, he wants to get into radio, man. Make a plan for him. Then I said to him, hey, Mchana, if you want to get in radio, you must be serious. Into Qal. You can come in and unofficially produce my show. Yeah. Then later we will introduce you to the management. But the show is ebusuku uzokhona wena ukuhamba ebusuku la. And uhamba ngenyawo ubuyele lokishini. What ngizokhona? And he did. And then in our gatherings for the show, ideas started coming out as creatives. Wabo?
Yeah.
And he played this character, let talent osifake radio, would record him. Wabo? Answer these voices. So that's how Mfundisi Sithende was born. And we're doing it le ebusuku, and nayi lento leyenzeka le ebusuku is bubbling under and everybody's talking about it. Kunomfundisi Sithende. The management is now asking, who is this Mfundisi Sithende?
Yes.
And we were pre-recording it because we were not allowed to have him on the show because he does not have a contract. He's not an employee of the lawn of the station. Mara he wants in. So qala ngokurecord. Sesiqala siyaganga ke. Sifaka kancane. Sagcina simfakile. Management complain kalubani umuntu sosebenza naye lapho. Ngisenomuntu. Pastor Sithende man, abantu bamthanda. Mara nabo bayibona le kuyasebenza mara yabo, but they like funa lento ihambe kahle ngohlelo yabo. Okay. Bathulisa ke. When they gave me the afternoon drive show, that's when I officially introduced him and said, guys, mina ngihamba nalo muntu lo.
Yeah.
And guess who that person was?
My way to end, yeah.
Yes, my way to end.
Yeah.
And now he's with Likwala FM.
Yeah, when the hip hop parliament.
And I must say, the character of Mfundisi Sithende was one of the most popular. I think at the time, we competed very well. And in fact, besiphazamisa even ligwalagwala within the city where remember ipisari ncane
Yeah.
but la thina besifika khona
Yeah.
abesiphazamisa ama taxi wasembombela bewamamela iPCR
Yeah, yeah.
afternoon
Yeah.
bese we were disturbing kahle mina I think this thing yokuba disruptive vele it's in my nature when I get into a space I think I'm quite disruptive and we were being disruptive then. That's how also Kola was able to say I man kunentwana lapha Kola
PCR.
ayibuye ngapha yabo.
Yeah.
So you have to be disruptive in the platform yale opportunity oyitholile. You can't just be there for the sake of being there. You must be always thinking how can I do better, how can I do better radio.
So mawufika kwende kanjani uthola le creative freedom because okay liyamfundisa isithende bengibamba kancane but yabona usema ufika kuligwala ngifuna kuba honest I think that's where like lawo nami ungishaye khona lento yema live performance eMpumalanga.
Yes. PTR live acts.
Give me ngicala give ngawo that's why ngithi i-radio eMpumalanga we change it I don't know bekangekho
Thank you sir.
Kuba honest Stunkero wafika washaya stolen property nemajita akhe wafika iAyakho wafika iBlank page ngindo wakhohlwa onke because but ngiyabakhumbula bonke
kwafika bomaraza
yes
wafika bozano we brought big acts and small acts that was one of the very nice times I enjoyed on radio.
So kwenda kanjani bafike bakunikele show then bakunikele creative freedom or bafike bathi no sifuna lo lokwendele chubeka uwende la thina sigaya idon. Oh,
I must say, when I got to Kwala, the leadership there was looking for creativity.
Okay.
In fact, bebaxabana nawe mangabe ungekho creative. Into abafuna ukuyazi kuwe ukuthi what have you got to offer. So I'm forever grateful to Igrotman Rio Mabunda as well as Magen Vajan. Who was the programs manager and Rio Mabunda was the station manager at the time. In fact, never even once have I submitted a show plan and I was told, you're not doing this.
Yeah.
They just wanted to know, what can you give our listeners?
Yeah.
And mina bengishota ngale yonto, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Ukuthi, if you give me the creative freedom, don't stifle my creativity within the format. If you do that, you're not going to get the best of me. I don't work well with the formatting too much. Don't format too much. We need format for structure. But don't format too much. I do the kind of radio that will make people make an appointment.
You need
to be there.
Yeah.
But the moment you format me, the moment you format me,
young limit,
then my ideas don't fit in the format. So I don't do well within formats. You must just let me loose. Let me go out. I'm a tiger. I must rip on something. But rest assured, I'm not a shock jock. I'm not a shock jock. You're not gonna get things as senkhulumiza into emoyeni. This one is going to get us into trouble with the law. No, I don't do that. I respect my if it's an interview, I respect the people in khuluma nabo. Umuntu uzazikhulumela yena izinto. What are the things that Igrotman Rio Mabunda said to us? All of us as colleagues there in one of the coaching sessions. He said, stay on the edge, just don't jump. I wonder if I get leadership like that, I move. Stay on the edge of the cliff. Do not jump. Just remain on the edge. You are safe there. But if you jump, obviously, you are dying. So that policy or mantra worked for me, and I think I was able to express myself quite honestly and in a big way. I enjoyed my time there.
Ku radio but ngingumlaleli lo mlaleli lenguye ngine favoritism yes bekulalela uselapha igwalagwaleni but angathi le stage isifike njani le sisha bathi Rise FM hawu ngihleli ngo2 engiyeva mani ukuthi hayi
konke gijimayo ka
kunanda understand so bafika bakulanza because yes igwalagwala stage lesikhulu is a South African station a regional njengoba sisho then lapha bakofarisha bathi mfethu buye utongena from Monday to Friday ekwalagwaleni ungena ku weekend kufikani la kuwe engqondweni kuthi ngiyashiya stage esikhulu kumbe bafike bakushange paycheck kwadala ngingRonaldo ngale kumbe ngingimezi ngiyatsabula.
It is important when you get other opportunities ukuthi ungaphaphi.
Yeah.
Because the radio industry is very small.
Yeah.
So when I was approached by Rise FM, I was approached by Tony Morel, who was the programs manager there. And he said to me, I would frequent at Empower.
Yeah.
Remember, Rise FM is Empower.
Yes.
Or used to be Empower. I would frequent as a voiceover artist for adverts.
Oh.
So some of the adverts I would record there. A client would request for my voice and I would go there and record. So there was no conflict of interest because it's an advert. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
So they knew me there. And when they were thinking of switching to Rise FM, I was top of mind. One of the talents we could bring on board, which is a familiar name and voice within Mpumalanga, is this one.
Yeah.
And I think they also checked out my versatility. And it being a station that would broadcast mainly in English, they then knew because of the ads I would do there that no,
yeah. Okay.
It's Lou. Then they called me in. But what I then did, I went back to Ikrotman and informed him, what when uthini?
Ugcineni kufuna kuvakale
wena. Yeah, wena uthini ufuna ukuvaya. Ngathi mina kona imali ngiyayibona ngathi ithe ukuthi. Yabo. What no, if inhliziyo yakhe isho kanjalo, you are free to go. And also mentioned that I think it would be good for your growth. Wabo. So when I left Likwalakwala, I left professionally so. I did not just up and leave or days. No, I didn't do that. So it's important. When you get a new opportunity, go back to your leadership, inform them what's the situation, and if they want to counter offer, they counter offer, and if they let you go freely, so that even if in years to come they wish to have you back, there is no bad blood. You know what I'm talking about. So that's how the situation happened.
Okay, ngiyaphinze ngiyabuyela ukuthi la uhamba khona uma ufika lapha bakuthatha as a DJ first hour.
Yes.
Ndlala ama mix kwendekeni you introduce ukuthi okay ngicela ku kwenda lokho because ngene shot la uhamba khona akufana labanye le format le lesikhuluma ngayo. Yes, i format ye radio kunale radio in general yonke lefana ukuthi education nani wonke umuntu ufuna ayibambe le. But I don't think ne format ku creativity yethu lapha.
Yes.
So uma ufika ngiyakunika nanyalo eMpumalanga ku radio yasemkhathini welviki sikhuluma ngel hour not 45 minutes bawendile ma mix abo 45.
Nobody has ever done an hour.
Sukela ngo 2 till 3 and drive ngiyacabanga ya 4 hours, so you the first one.
Yes, in Mpumalanga. Yes.
Kwende kanjani?
Yes. Well, the 4 hours was their format.
Yeah, I remember.
But when I left Likwalakwala, I left with my PTR DJs.
Yeah.
Remember, I had a mixed show on Saturdays, on Likwalakwala FM, Saturdays and Fridays. I took my entire team and I told Rise FM and said, if I'm coming through, I'm coming through with my team. My show must have mixes.
Yeah.
And they said, sure, that's what we're looking for. And the station manager at the time was Mr. Mabalan.
Yeah.
So he was up for it and we went for it and we killed it.
Yeah.
One of my successes with Likwalakwala was the fact that we brought music that most DJs were scared of.
Yeah.
Deep house was something, or let me put it this way. Most DJs wanted to go for the popular thing.
Okay.
The popular sound.
Yeah.
So that Magashayina Mbuyaz Vele, I mean Maushaya Masibe happy Muntwa. You know already.
Njenganyalo kujampela amapiano ne Afrotech because Afrotech bayibukelo I think ngizexpand window fike washape
what no you need to look at this thing. Yes. So I got there, I said, I'm not going to do commercial. And the show that I found there, I respectfully said I'd like to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And I brought my DJs there, which were the same DJs from Likwala Kwala. Or even at Likwala Kwala, when I got to Likwala Kwala, I moved with my DJs from PCR FM to Likwala Kwala.
Yeah.
Then Likwala Kwala, I moved with my DJs to Lon. Likwala Kwala, what made our show unique was that we played music they were hungry for.
Yeah.
And nobody was offering it.
Okay.
And not even any other show within the station
Yeah.
made us unique. It is the same thing we're doing with Fist and Dance.
Yeah.
Our music is unique.
Yes.
In fact, I'm not supposed to say this because competition, no one's a gamma man and a podcast. Yeah. The secret to Fist and Dance is the music. It's the music, but you cannot notice it until you are there.
No, ngathi kuthi ngibale ngimkhombe le advert la kunalomjida khona la egcoke le mask ne specs ne. So mangimkhomba le advert ubutale ngoma le ya Lady Alma le edlala la ngemuva le Lady Rain. Kuthi le ngoma le abanethe ngikhodlela umndeni ngimkhombe le advert. So yeah,
it's the music. So Rise FM also said, no, bring your DJs, let's do this. But unfortunately it was short-lived because they had other plans.
Yeah. Bo worried mangabe kuthi ngikhuluma ngokuthi uyi trendsetter nani. The first thing uma ufika eRise FM live la khona uyakhuluma ulapha emoyeni. I think i-hashtag yabo beyithi Rise FM nani. Ufike wa change i-hashtag usemoyeni angathi kumbe uyakhumbula lento ukuthi wafika ubuhle ukuthi okay ithi hashtag yeni. But hayi man le motto yela Rise FM izimpumalanga azisho. Le hashtag izimpumalanga azisho.
I never noticed that that happened, but
and I think nanyalo hashtag yabo solo ngiyo mos.
It's the payoff line of the station.
Yeah.
Mpumalanga Azishe is the official payoff line of Rise FM. So it's Rise FM Mpumalanga Azishe. So I guess all I did is to then stamp on it and say people must know this is what it is.
Ngibona kune event le khona nyalo because ngifuna kuyala kulo music. I think ngilast ongena khona sikhulume ngema DJs eMpumalanga because ne something lengende kahle ku radio the Rise FM de khona nyalo la nivele khona senior DJ kune group ye. So ngifuna kwathi ukuthi njengoba sekuchintshile on weekends are you allowed to play the premium beats nyalo because the music be ungadlala kucala lo senema DJ so uyakhona nyalo ukudlala lo music lefuna ukudlala
where
nyalo ku Rise FM le show lo sebenza kuyi nyalo.
Oh no, the current show that I'm doing no there's no premium beats there. It's a formatted show. It's the station wants it the way it is. I play soul and R&B in the main. Every now and then you'll hear a piano song here and there, but it's a strictly formatted show. No, we don't express the sound. That hopefully maybe in the future they might be like, Chana, bring this thing of yours here. Let's see what will happen. I hope something like this that might happen, but no, not currently.
No, good close. Mustn't let's say my event about DJ because ngikhumbula Rise FM and friends.
Yes.
So kungafika kuyilethe
because yes. I hope so too.
Yeah.
Cause really when I'm allowed to do what I do, I move fully. So I'm hoping that can be embraced sometime in the future. But I think we're moving towards the right direction. There is now a mixed show. Mixes are back on Rise FM between 6 and 9 on weekends at PMs. So that is a very, very good sign. There is an event that's happening now where those DJs who play on that show are playing there. We are also coming through to support and back them up. With premium beats, but on the radio, no. On my show, there is no premium beats yet.
I'm a fan of dance music, or let's say in radio, I'm a DJ. That's why langitse mina stokona khuluma khona. I-radio yaseMpumalanga ngokuyibuka kwami emkhathini weliviki i-right ukhuluma ngenzaba yesoul, ma presenter nani. But on weekends, ma DJ avaleleka ngaphandle. So kuwe because bosoyihambile le channel yini lele yenda ukuthi singakhoni kubona ukuthi sibe nalama shows abo ma deep house ukuthi angithi ma special joke because ndo iletha kahle bavizisi. Yes, a radio DJ is a radio DJ, but a special joke ngulomuntu lo focus kule genre like njenga ukuthi
who lives the culture of that sound.
So si lake up because ngilendo lengithola ko and even noma bakhona I think lo survivile lesinayo eBCR Marvin Codes una 7, I think it's 8 years this year, and
Yeah.
hip hop and R&B, but sibe na King Deep when da deep house asana show ye deep house sike saba nabo bumzweshi nawe le change the into ke wayiletha ngo weekend ekwala kwaleni. I don't think ukuthi isinayo I show ye deep house.
Yes.
Radio. Okay, I'll sing question like deep house ngiye kulamanye because bangabuka
say dance music.
Yeah, dance music. Ngifuna kuya nakulamanye ukuthi ne hip hop embrace ngale ndlela ikwaito ayisekho mangabe bekujampelwa ukuthi ngoma sijampela kuma popping sounds bene mapiano, then isoul into yohlale ikhona isoul and R&B, and to add ku talent lasempumalanga ngithi ngala le ngikhala ngathi kusi labo DJ laba shodako ngibo laba edako but solo akubukwa, so si lake up si province go onke lama.
Why are there special shows like that no more?
Yeah,
that's the question.
Yeah.
Shows
la kushaya ibeka i2 kuthi why nga identify nalabantu abaliva le culture, because si successful kumbhacanga ngabalume stand because vele ungilelona nalabantu bema soul and R&B mawubafika ubathola ba DJ yalo. So lama jokes nale ma shows, why? That's why ngizino reputation.
The talent is there, but shows are decided by management of each station. So if there's the shows don't exist, it means the management either does not want the show, they don't see value in such a show, or there's any other uncommunicated reasons we might not know about. But it is clear that the talent is there because the DJs are there and they are playing for audiences out there. I mean, if anybody had ever thought Afro and Tech House has no place, why is there Feast and Dance? We charge people ridiculous amounts of monies to come and listen to Afro and Tech House. I mean, if you look at how much people spend for coming through to Feast and Dance just for a weekend, take a couple, umuntu nomuntu wake, who's coming from wherever. They need to book accommodation, they need to buy tickets. And chances are, a couple will go with another couple. And they'll have a couple's outing.
Oh,
so
okay.
By 4
by 4. That's why in Overisha Lama service,
Yeah, well, say by 4.
Yeah.
So they need 2 yama room. They need a ticket I 4. That alone is almost 5,000 rand.
Yeah.
Asikakhulumi ngokuthi mele bathela ipetrol endleleni. Asikakhulumi ngokuthi mele bathenge impahla ezintsha, because you know women love new clothes. Namachita khona njalo. Asikakhuluma ukuthi they must buy food outside of the food they are going to get at Feast and Dance. So basically you might find that labangana by 4 may need to spend almost 10,000 rand on that weekend just to come to Feast and Dance. And what are they going to listen to? They're going to listen to Afro and Tech House.
Yes.
And you are going to tell me that there is no market for such a sound.
Yeah.
Tell me that these people are crazy.
So asiyende so because nginendo lo ikhulumile nge approach yakho yase radio. Sometimes singayibuka ngala kusekulama station. Umuntu kukhona into ke approach wafike wasebenzisa sound because uapproachile mawuya eTUT.
Yes.
Uapproachile mawufika eBCR wathi nayi ifeature eTUT uapproach ngalo. So shothi nazi sihleli la ukuthi sihleli senda le culture leyo but asikazi approach with madoda.
Also, it's time for me to share the secrets of how to get in. Is that what you're asking?
Ngiyasho ukuthi okay yobona nyalo mayifika ngiyakuva ukuthi ngahle ukuthi okay singayiblame ngala but makude ke nabo because
yes now if you are the DJ who believes in that sound and you can prove that sound works, then approach the stations. I think stations are businesses, and they are looking for profit at the end of the day. Is that thing going to have listeners? And if you can prove that it's going to have listeners, I mean, you know, usungasalela ngoba uyasalela mara. If we approach anybody and we say a tech house show, a Afro tech show, we have proof of it. So I think DJs who believe that they have it, they must create things and work on them so much so that those things, they are a proven record to say they work. Then you go to the station and say, guys, I think this thing has got wheels. Sebangala ngoba mhlambe it's not within their plans or format. Mara, Nazi, we have a responsibility to present things that work. Hey.
But before you share le secret, ngoba le tinto setiyabuya mawuthi la Mpumalanga sike sabak number 1. I think mawunga notice kahle kule space se deep house ne Afrotech. Nanyalo kube ngithi la Mpumalanga since kuvele emapiano ya house ngiloyibeka so. Impumalanga ngiyo le survive ze deep house ne Afro deep house kakhulu mangathi ubuka okay Oscar Mbongo yelo fike wavala but mangabiyela emuva ku China Chameleon nabo Skivu nabo I think it's Andy the end then sekutanyalo bo Cairo and Cairo beka solo akhona ku Afrotech ne bafana be Afro Brothers mangathi uyabuka lento lebayende ku Google lethu then Cairo ne Black Motion kuthi yes lama sound akhona la Mpumalanga labantu yes singababhuka lana bangasiniki mhlambe lama numbers because we don't have the sound but if ungafika mawufika le kubo Jozi nani Cairo ngicabanga ngasha event igcwale yedwana bengimbukela I think this Saturday ku channel ngendlela beka ngenda ngayo China Chameleon wenda I mean China Chameleon yes ubambe South Africa ngealbum yakhe but if you check Oscar Mbo ngingoma le one asambeni even nanyalo everyone bayakhala so
yes.
Le ngivuma lenza baya ukuthi Impumalanga it's possible kumbe ukuthi vele number 1.
We need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe in ourselves. And it's an individual thing. I usually hear people speak of, hey, we need to be united.
Yeah.
No. Leave that nonsense.
Yes.
This thing of we need to unite.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Usually when people say we need to unite, you know what they are saying?
Yeah.
They say, can I please lean on you?
Yes.
No. What we need to do, we need to create. Wherever we unite, let it be of strategic partnerships. Where we find win-win situations.
Yes.
Don't lean, work, create. Waban, don't lean on anybody. Create. During the era of Durban winning, remember, Durban Rocks.
Yeah, fix Durban Rocks.
When Tira was taking over and really South Africa listening to Durban music.
Yes.
People said Durban is united. It's a lie.
Yeah.
Tira was running Durban.
Yes.
Not Durban is united.
Yeah.
Because Tira is not Durban.
Yeah.
Tira is an artist from KZN.
Yes.
He's one of.
Yeah.
He's one of the most successful.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
It's not about being united. It's about strategic relationships where it's necessary.
Yeah.
Individuals who are creatives must create. Create with what you have at your disposal.
Yeah.
And work so much so that until people recognize that you are actually onto something.
Yeah.
On the way, you will pick up and find people who will support you financially and otherwise.
Yeah.
But you must create. For an example, you have started this podcast.
Yes.
It's episode number 1.
Episode 33.
That speaks of consistency.
Yes.
You have created.
Yeah.
You have not waited on anybody.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, somebody may come and say, hey, we must work together. You must be careful of the let's work together. Question you must ask yourself, what are you winning from them? What are they winning from you? Don't just collaborate with people, because you might find that they ruin the good thing that you already have worked on. I am opposed to this we must be united nonsense. No, get to the marketplace and fight for your place. Fight for your place on the table. That's what we are doing, Tina, currently with Fist and Dance. We didn't get into the eventing space and asked for favors. We didn't get there, and if you notice, we don't use influencers.
Yeah.
We don't use influencers. It was a strategic decision that we're not going to go and beg influencers to back our thing. Influencers must come because they actually like the concept, not because we paid them for. The people who push our event is the same people who come to our event. They're the ones who share. We don't use mainstream media. We're not advertising on radio. We're not advertising on TV. We're not advertising on newspapers. We are using word of mouth and social media. But we don't go around saying, please. No. We present a value proposition, and we say, we think you can actually enjoy this. Come and check it out. If you're not coming, watch the space. Because the social media will speak. And that's how we've been building. So don't try and lean on other people. If you must work with other people, let it be because it's a strategic collaboration. So most of the time when people say let's work together, they're actually saying I can't do it, but I know if I lean on you, then I can have some mileage. So be careful. You are building something quite important here, which can turn out to be something really big, because we're living in an online age. The only thing is that you must believe in yourself that you are worth it. And even when you invite us interviewees to your interviews, some of us will say no. Some of us will say yes.
Yes.
You keep going.
Yeah.
That's my story.
So lento yokuthi mawuhamba ungahambi wedwana because siqale ecampus ufuneka ulanza abantu bangaphandle mawufika eBCR yes ngimawethu ngwili na Tebuko DJ uhambe na Tebuko khona labo labo hamba khona na Tebza. Then mawufika eGwalagwaleni uthatha amajita lebe uDJ nawo uhamba we Rise FM. So uyithatha yini okay nguwe lebufuna iradio wedwana as bigzill, but bekungekho labanye yini ukuthi uscout talent kwente kanjani uzitholakala nalamantu.
Anybody I've ever worked with,
yeah.
I worked with them because one, I believed in what they do. I believed in their talent, and they were really good. I work with good people. Anybody that I plug people who are really good at what they do. So two things. Those who were involved in my shows, it's because they were very good. And they also wanted in. All my DJs, you don't come and say, please put me on. Mina, I discover my people.
Yes.
I go around always umangazi ukuthi ngine platform efuna abantu abanje hlezi ngibeka indlela. Bengihamba la imbombela ngihambe ngimamele ngithi. Abanye bengibanikeza ichance bangayiboni. Ngimshiye kanjalo. Uyabona ngimshiye ne business card ngithi bongithinta. Ngimshiye kanjalo umbona ukuthi uyadlala lo ngeke alunga. Again, because DJ radio is not child's play. I mean, you need to have money for data, submit a mix. You need to have time to make those mixes. And what I recommend ukuthi unga pirate music uthenge, which means you need to have money to buy the music.
For equality.
For equality. So these people, really, you can't be on radio for hype.
Yes.
If you're on radio and you are playing on radio, it is a time constraining exercise. Those people had to submit those mixes week in, week out. So it takes a quality of a person, a particular quality of a person to be able to work with in such a demanding space. And those people were worth it. All of them that I worked with. Moreover, those whom I was involved in opening opportunities for, I believe, Uguti, when you are sitting on tables that are looking for talent and there's opportunities, when you know people, you must plug people.
Okay.
But plug people who will represent you well.
Okay,
because if an organization says they need a person who needs to do 1, 2, 3, and you recommend a person and this person figure la it comes back to your name.
Yes.
And fortunately, Mina, anybody and everybody whom I have plugged, I don't talk about them. I don't mention their names. Those people have gone on to do very well in those spaces on which I was fortunate to hear. You must do that because now somewhere.
The same people
not the same people. Now you remember, now you are chasing other opportunities. Now you are actually working for your own favor. When you do good by others, others will also mention you the same way you mention others.
Okay.
We understand? You don't do people well because you want them to come back and do anything for you. I've never asked for anything from anybody I've ever plugged. You do it because it's the right thing to do.
Kugcwalisela lolu show njengoba usho uthi awukase wamention ukuthi bani mina ngendelelo kunaloku Willy ukhulumele tukwe interview ye podcast washo ke story sakhe.
Oh, you came here?
No
a different podcast.
Kune podcast lesinayo Baba 20 ndiwang BRK.
Oh yes, I think I saw a promo yayo.
So bam interview lapho ngilaka vetekele story sakho mina okay.
And is it not good?
Good.
He's very good at what he does. Very good. He's exceptional. In fact, I think Willie is top tier in South Africa.
Yeah.
Is top tier in South Africa. I actually think I called him recently and I told him that I think now he's relaxed, he's playing. Because, I mean, he's the voiceover of one of the biggest radio stations in South Africa. Mara, I'm not hearing ama advert work in other stations.
Yes.
So I was cacking on his head recently and telling him, Chana, you are playing.
Nana pakule episode uyasho ukuthi wafika uthi mfana wami if unganginiki lento lengiyifunako ungabuyi kusasa la uthi awahamba wayendlini. So mangabe ufuna kubona le episode lesikhuluma ngayo ya Willy hamba ku YouTube usearch What's the Deal. Yeah, that's the name of the show. Then
what's the name of the show?
What's the Deal.
What's the Deal?
Yeah.
Okay, I must check it out.
Yeah, so kuna Willy host wang PRK. Then mawethu ngamva ku interview yakhe yasekwalakwaleni. Maka explain le story bambita kula bathini le ya Thursday lebe kuthi babita ngathi ma celebrate.
Yes.
So bika interview wang suit Mike asho le dona le history yakhe ufike njani.
Yes.
But nyalo singena ku special edition ku Asixoxe na Prince Vilakazi the bigzill recipe of getting to radio.
Oh yes. This is my recommendations. Mine. It's what has worked for me.
Yes.
My disclaimer is that there is no one formula to success.
Yeah.
Mara, this one is mine.
Yes, this one is yours.
And it might sound controversial to others.
Yeah.
But it's what I've seen. First things first. Do not go around submitting demos. Usually most demos go on unlistened to. I say this because I think you are lucky if any programs manager responds to your demo and actually gives you feedback. Submit a demo when they now ask for it. What you need to be worried about, very importantly, you must have a platform on which you are showcasing your talent.
Yes.
Because programs managers go around looking for talent that is active in the space.
Yeah.
You are lucky nowadays because there are podcasts.
Yes.
There are Twitter spaces. There is Twitter audio rooms. Facebook audio rooms. There is YouTube. And like the only thing, when a phone you actually don't need these gadgets. Is overkill.
Yes.
But it's the professional way to do things. When you have the money to invest in sound cards and microphones and laptops, you can upgrade to those things. But begin with that phone. That phone has a video camera. That phone has a microphone. And that phone is connected to the internet. It's a modem. That phone is connected to emails. That phone is a phone. So basically you have the magic machine right in your pocket to begin creating your own platform to express your talent. What radio program managers and station managers are looking for, I repeat, is active talent. You can't say when you are a broadcaster and you are not broadcasting.
Nothing.
You can't say you are a DJ but you are not DJing. You can't say you are a comedian but you are not doing comedy. You can't say you are a designer, you are not designing. You have to be active. Find a space and a platform to do it yourself. I mention these digital platforms because it may be difficult for everybody to get a radio, a community radio platform.
Yeah.
If you get it, get in.
Yeah.
But actually, I recommend that you go the direction of creating your own. Yeah. Secondly, understand this. Radio is not a job.
Yeah.
I wish somebody had told me earlier, but somebody did, but he gave me half of the story.
Yeah.
The former station manager of PCRFM, Edmond Chirwa,
Yes.
used to tell us, sometimes would not have money as a station to pay the bills. You know how community radio life is.
Yes.
Sometimes the station makes money, sometimes it does not make money.
Yes.
So when the going gets tough and he must explain to us why it's not one of the things he would reiterate to us, which was quite important and very truthful, was that, guys, remember, this is not a job.
Yeah.
This is just an opportunity for you to further yourself.
Yeah.
He was right. But I think I listened to him half, Noma Angzangamuza fully until I actually experienced it myself.
Yeah.
Radio is not a job.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a job, don't go to radio.
Yes.
I need to reiterate. Akusumsebenzi radio. Radio is quite a volatile space.
Yeah.
You are in today, you are out tomorrow.
Yes, yes.
It takes very little for anybody on radio to get out or to be taken out. Was it not Dineo Ranaka just yesterday? Net
challenge.
A challenge of dancing.
Yeah.
What dancer pays with stulo
Yeah.
was suspend. It happens everywhere.
Yeah. Even kule era ya fresh la kuqale nje fresh khona kuya ngala beyimatima I-radio. Yeah, ibuye nyaka. Wonke nje umuntu bekahamba.
In the past, radio jocks could be on radio for the longest time. Nowadays, 2 minutes is enough. You are out. So, when you get in on radio, most radio stations, the contract you sign with radio stations is that of an independent contractor, which means you're not an employee of the station. You are a contractor, you are independent, you are your own boss. You are just servicing the station during the time at which they ask you to.
Okay.
How you make a living is your business. They will pay you for the time which you service them. And when they don't need you, they don't need you. You must find, you make a living with whatever else. You are an independent contractor. That is the nature of entertainment as a whole in South Africa. We are independent contractors, which means we are businesses by ourselves. So you don't depend on radio. They are outsourcing services from us. They are the ones outsourcing those services from us as long as they need them. When they are done, somebody else takes over. It's the nature of the beast. So if you are going to invest your entire life on radio itself, understand that you don't have control.
Yes.
So what is important for you to be able to have some form of control within the radio space or the entertainment space? You need to be able to understand that you are a seller of services. And to whom is buying, you are there. Take your voiceover opportunities serious.
Okay.
You have a bit of control on that. If you are a DJ, take your DJing serious. If you are an MC, take your MCing serious. Learn the business of what you do. Learn the business of what you do. Don't be a Mickey Mouse person. You are a business yourself. Which means, if you are within this entertainment, the first thing you must do is register a company.
Yes.
Register a company that will run your affairs. All right? And then look at how many services can you provide with your talent. Wawan? And then you then begin look at how do I promote my services. Maybe a conversation for another day. We are on a conversation of how to get in. Right. So the point I was emphasizing was radio is not a job. Secondly, for you to
three.
Or third, for you to get in, because you are not submitting demos, you already have a platform. You must introduce yourself.
Okay.
Introduce yourself, the program managers, the station managers, your future colleagues of the stations you wish to work for. Now understand this. Radio stations are formatted. You can't be a radio jock that can work on every other station. Maybe you can, but I'm not. There are stations in South Africa I would never work for, even if they asked me to.
We talk radio because you are a DJ.
Well, maybe talker could do. How long have we been talking?
It's 1 hour 10 minutes.
But currently I'm not interested in talk. I love music radio. But within music radio stations themselves, I can't work for every radio station. There are certain stations that represent the kind of culture that I like, that represents who I am, that helps me to grow my audience outside of the station. All right. So identify those potential stations or potential stations that you could work for, and then familiarize yourself. Be a familiar name at the station. What did I do? I found a way to familiarize myself with the management of PCR FM. Automatically, the colleagues also knew who I am. Why do I say you must also familiarize yourself with the colleagues? Because they are the ones who will give you information.
Yeah, okay.
I was given information by of Likwala Kwala by one of the colleagues.
Yeah.
One nigga number a station manager.
Yeah.
Ubafo ngiyabonga bafo.
Yeah, bafo. Yeah, ngibafo. Yeah.
Because I familiarized myself with some of the colleagues of the station. So he was the one I was getting information from him. Ngiyafuna ungena lana manje ngakhuluma nobani ngikhuluma naye kanjani ithini number yakhe, all those things. How do you find an opportunity to familiarize yourself with the management of the station?
Yeah.
Which are the key people who are the decision makers?
Yes.
One, set an appointment.
Yeah.
Go to the station or take a phone, make a phone call to the station through the reception and saying, "Ngicela ukukhuluma ne-receptionist ye station manager or ye program manager." Good receptionist yalo mphathi lo, you ask for an appointment with the leader. Uzokubuza, what is this appointment about? Uyamtshela ukuthi I'm one of the best talents in radio in my space, in my community. I am on this platform. I am not asking for an appointment to ask for a job. I'm asking for an appointment to introduce myself. I think it would be beneficial for myself and the station that the programs manager or the station manager gets to know who I am. I'd like to meet them. You don't say I'm asking for a job.
Yeah.
Andikangizwa.
Mina nguve kahle. Nguve kahle.
Nginikeza ama nuggets
Yeah,
manje.
nguve kahle.
Ask for an appointment. Before I went to Likwala Kwala FM, I gave a shout to Umagendo Jana. Asked for an appointment. I went and sat down with her. She granted me that appointment. Remember, you have a platform that you already exist on, and you are doing your best at that platform. Chances are they already know who you are. The only thing you have to introduce yourself. And here you are not coming saying, "Ngicela umsebenzi." You sound desperate. You are saying, "Ngicela ukuzintroduce, ngicela ukukumeeta, ngicela ukukhuluma nawe." Or ngicela, you could even say, "Please be my coach." Ngicela mentorship. Ask for something above a mere, "I am asking for a job." Let them see that you are a different breed. All right? I went and met Umagendo Jana, sat down with her, and told her my story. Waban? A year later, I was called in for AMA auditions. I was called in for AMA auditions. Remember, I said I hate auditions. So I don't go to AMA. When an audition is advertised, I don't go to advertise audition. "Hey, come, we're looking for jobs." I was called in. Come, we have. It was a closed audition. There was only 10 of us, which means they were serious. They were looking for talent. And they had called all those they know are on platforms and they are serious at what they do. Chances are they also introduced themselves.
Yeah.
Ngeke wazi.
Yeah.
So they were serious. Those I take very serious. So introduce yourself. That's one way. Make a call and make an appointment. If that doesn't work, every radio station has events. Now, this is actually a principle for anything you want in life from someone else. If you want something from somebody, find a way to support them in what they are doing in their own projects in life. I repeat, if you want something from somebody and you don't know how to access them, and you realize just going and saying, "Hey, ngicela into so ngeke ukusebenzele," find out what is it that they care about, what is it that they are busy about, what is it that they need support in, and then go and support them. That is your way inside the door. You familiarize yourself. You support them. So in the context of radio stations, they have events. Be at every event that's close to your community that this station does. And if there's any way for you to be involved, participate. If there's any way for you to be of help and be helpful, be helpful. If it means you are there at the event, you are helping them set up, do that. If it means you go to the promise manager, you go there, you say, "Hey, so, how can I be of help?" What's this going to do to this program manager's mind? How can I be? I'm so and so interested. Make sure they know your name. They know who you are. They know what you do. You introduce yourself. I'm so and so. I'm on radio. I have a podcast. So. Ngizwile in an event la. I'm here to help. How can I be of help? Hayi ngicela ukuba semoyeni. How can I be of service? Magnente emeli thwalwe thwala. Mama, you know what's going to happen? Uzokunika yena number yakhe. Uzokunika yena number yakhe, uzokunika yena email address yakhe. At yeah, my business card at me. And remember, you are a business. You must have business cards of yourself. Where are your business cards? You are told. Angisho where?
Yeah, ngiyakupha let phela mawubuka ngathi uyibuta mina. Yeah.
We're talking about strategies to get in the game. Now, when you've introduced yourself like that, a time will come when you can have an honest conversation where you would then say, if an opportunity comes up, please consider me. But ngapha eku platform yakho uqhubeka uyashaya. Fourthly, what is important? What is most important? And most people don't recognize or realize this. Radio stations are radio stations because there are people listening.
Yeah.
What does this mean? They are looking for people that others want to listen to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, ngiyakupha.
Create your own audience on your platform.
Yeah.
I'm about to share with you something more advanced.
Yes.
Create your own audience. Angithi busy kule platform yakho, busy ku podcast yakho. You have an audience. After you know you have an audience, database the personal information of every person that supports you.
Okay.
On your platform. Write down name, surname, cell phone number, email address of every single person that supports you. Database them. That's your money.
Yeah.
Okangizwa.
Nguva kahle. Kwenda isense mara bengitshela ukuthi ngiqhamuka ngu-rap up konke. Ani kuno kumuthi mabafonelwa ngimlaleli. Use radio ugcine so wathi ukuthi kunabani epinaru recognize ngane voice. So ngiyakuthola lokho ke.
Currently, people are databasing their support through social media. But unfortunately, if they are on social media, they are not yours.
Yeah, because
they belong
everyone.
to Twitter.
Yes.
They belong to Facebook.
Yeah.
They belong to TikTok. You must have your own database. Imagine if with your podcast, you have only 5,000 people. I'm only talking about 5,000. 4 to 5,000 2,000 people that you know each time you release your podcast. These are the first people who will make sure that they listen to your podcast.
Yeah.
Then next time we keep a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Don't you think at least 15% of 2,000 people will buy that t-shirt?
Yeah, but it's
if 300 people buy that t-shirt and you are selling that t-shirt 151 unamalini. Now we are beginning to get into the space of you are a business.
Yes.
And your welfare, you are the one who's responsible for your welfare, not the station, because the radio is not a job.
Yeah. Okay.
And when you get on any platform, your core interest should be on this platform. I must grow my audience. Why? Because you are an independent contractor. When they call you and say we want you to work for us, it will only be because they believe that with you on board, they will either keep their audience or they will grow their audience because you are there. So which means if you go to any platform and you say, I have so many people who are supporting me, this is my platform, this is my content. My growth strategy is that I must also be on radio. When there's an opportunity, please consider me. Currently with my podcast, this is how much money I am making. You think when you're having a conversation like that with a province manager, you think they're going to listen to the guy who just submitted a demo, or they're going to listen to you?
No. Angeke ngoba even khona nento locetsa kunginika yona nyalo lokuthi mawukhuluma ngale number yala mali Uyabona umuntu mabe bamcoshe eradioweni because isikhuluma eradioweni. Once wanga survive bamcoshile short le audience beyingasiyakhe. Because yena ngabe uphumile labantu bakhe njengoba ngubekisele ukuthi okay bo weekend la mawufika uye drive ngihambe nawo. You understand? Ukuthi shows mangabe wena mawungaphuma usinyalo ngiyovula i-podcast. Solo bantu ngaba nabo la basuke nawe le radio. But wena uthole bantu le radio yeah. So
but now we take it further. We now database everyone who supports our thing.
Yeah.
Anyone who supports you, whether in fact create a document, a Word document or a spreadsheet. A spreadsheet. Name, surname, number, email address. Noguti, where is this person from? All right? Database those people, that's your money. I think I've said a mouthful.
Yeah. Ngivakathi even la kulabantu bema account it. Ngathini? Shothi bekubalekile ukuthi utelanga njengoba ngishilo ukuthi le conversation le ibalekile kimi into bathliye. Labantu bema account la toro basathi kahle. Anu uyabona masigcwalisa so be ngathini kude umuntu ofike waletha lenza ba ye business strategy or wafike washo ukuthi no man mawugrade uyi business wena i-outsourcing nani uya ngokuthi ufuna umsebenzi so nyalo njengoba uyibeke phansi so iyavakala nyana.
Yes, it's very important because here's the other thing which makes radio very volatile. Radio stations on the main, they hire radio managers in 5-year terms. So a radio manager will have a 5-year tenure. And wherever they get to, a radio manager will come with his own team.
Yes.
He has people he believes in.
Yeah.
Does not mean you are not good at what you do. It means he has a different plan. All right?
Yeah, and if mabe yamsebenzela ngale ito
umsebenzela
ngala bo coach la
and here you are when ngapha clinging to a show. It's my show. And mangabe safaka yena lo acabanga ukuthi uzomwinisa because naye ufuna ukuwina.
Yeah.
Ufaka lo acabanga ukuthi uzomwinisa wena manje ngapha so uyakhala uyalwa. Yeah, but umthathela ishow yami. You understand?
Yeah.
But when the radio station itself realizes that when you are not just talking on the radio.
Yeah.
You are in the same business they are in. You understand? Yeah. You are in the business of an audience. Yes. Why? Because people don't listen to radio stations. They listen to people. Yeah. But they also equally easily forget the previous person when a new person comes. Listeners are like that.
Yeah, bucala ngicabanga lokwemanti neminyanga le1 player but khona labatofona uyayishaya lento.
Uya-adopta naye nalo bekathi yena hayi mina ngisakhumbula uzibani uya-adopta ukuthi awuzibani uhambile sesisele nalo. So but if wena uphuma la, are you still going to maintain your lifestyle now? But if you were dependent on the radio job, which is not a job, then you are stuck.
Hey. Yeah. If again, I'm happy ukuthi sibe nayo le conversation lena. And ngwele kutoiletsa clear. Ngithathe lesikhathi ngibonge ukuthi utela asixoxa na Prince Villas. Asixoxa na Prince Villas njengoba ngishilo ukuthi I see ngendlela leyiwani sibungatha umsebenzi lento endako but siyafunza nokufunza. Then siyajabula mangabe kunetinto leto sinceda nathi ukuthi isikhule siyiMpumalanga because njengala ma event la ukhuluma ngawo hayi uthi okay ngile event kuphela kunema opportunities emsebenzi khona lapha phakathi kule event na labo DJ lesikhuluma ngabo ukuthi yes bo DJ ba DJ but sometimes everyone anga mix so mani yeko sport talent ukuthi ungibite ngo DJ lapha kunginika umsebenzi but lo muntu lo tobajayiva lapha angangifuna tukwe party yakhe I understand so sibongana amathuba emsebenzi ku radio njengoba ngishito mangithi uyi game changer the thing lo fike wayenda ngale BCR njengoba ukushido uyipioneer yakho konke net bo fihla leko ukuthi infonelane kwendiwe nguwe besingakajwayeli then ku introduce abo mfundisi sithende sikwathi ku music kuze kuna Big Xosa kuna SOS kuna DJ Cleo kuna Black Sam kuna Mzekezeke kuna DJ Sibuba sebenzete kwe company leyi ngoba ngase kwatholakala ukuthi solo ngibani Mzekezeke but eradioweni kuthi kufike kwavela mfundisi sithende now mfundisi sithende noma ngasekho but the person behind mfundisi sithende ngilenye yema radio joke le good
Who's gone
eMpumalanga
on to really do well for themselves.
eMpumalanga so
Yes.
sifunze kakhulu even nami ezibalaleli ku creative space njengoba usho ukuthi ku radio siye nange creativity lesinayo I think ngifunze kakhulu ku radio mangilalela wena njengoba shilo the first person lengimati enda live eradioweni nguwe yes ayendeka nyalo but ukuthi lento ukuthi push talent laseMpumalanga mawuthi wena asupportani ukwendile then
Yes.
safunza
Yes.
siyalandzela
Yes.
hayi ukuthi asisupportani so
Yes.
manginale lithuba lokuthi mina nyalo angikwende batolandzela abantu so
Yes, but don't support mediocre. Support people who are good at what they do, because when we support mediocre, we are killing our own space. There are people who are very good at what they do, and those are the people we should make sure that we are supporting. And also not also support them because they are local, and support them because they are good. Don't support the initiative. They must be good at what they do. What must be our core prerequisite is excellence in anything we do. Even with what we do with Feast and Dance, our patrons are very forward people who will tell you same time. If you are messing up on something, they'll tell you, fix this. And we rush quickly to fix it because we are running for that excellence. You will make mistakes, but if your existence is wired around excellence, then people will support. So let's support because what we're offering is really good.
asicocela Prince Vilakazi kune part life ika khona ibe la ngienjoy khona so mangabe uYouTuber unokusho iintro yakho ya YouTube then mangabe uyipodcast unokusho intro yakho podcast but ku radio angeke ngithi sakade kune promo lo yena le advertiser lama show akho a Saturday lapha uyi-voice over yakhona so ukuze umuntu akulalele because yendiwe nguwe le promo uyayathi ngakunika le thuba ukuthi uyende ukuthi okay
It's a script, that thing. It was a creative script, a copyright.
Yeah.
I don't know if I still have it. I also enjoyed creating that promo.
Yeah.
When did you hear it?
No, however ngicala kuchintsha because I think ngikhumbula kahle ngile yakho na cheese. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can't remember it. But well, if you want to listen to me on radio, I'm at 9 p.m. on Rise FM. But I hopefully in the future will be doing some house music.
Yeah.
I will be trying to request from leadership and if they do allow us, then you'll be in Simpuzayizu.
Yeah.
Which I think really management has shown that they are embracing electronic dance music with the show that comes before me. So I believe that Mhlampe growth in that direction will come. But right now we're doing the formatting, R&B, soul. But if we want to hear insimbi lezi sisebenza ngazo, premiumbeats.co.za. If you want to follow the event, it's at Feast and Dance. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. At Feast and Dance. Feast and Dance. FEASTAND and then dance. DANCE. At Premium Beats SA. That's where you follow me, my pages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram as well.
Best ngeke sicetha but I'm happy ukuthi sigcine sikhonile.
How long is this? How long is this?
Nyalo sishaye
We've done 2
1 hour. No, 2 hours.
2 hours. It's been 2 hours. 2 hours. What? It's 2 hours, 12 minutes.
Yeah. So
am I right?
In 12. I'm on the 29. Hey, yeah, it's 2 hours. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming. Shooting your one editor la. But into bengicedzile siyabonga.
Thank you, Bafu. Thank you so much for inviting me. When I said I think you're really good at what you do, I meant it. I love the fact that you do your podcast mainly in Siswati.
Yes.
And I felt like you make Siswati sound cool.
Okay.
In how you conduct your podcast, your interviews. I enjoy your way of interviews, and I think a lot of people will enjoy you too. As soon as you send me a link to share, I'll be sharing it as well because I think people will enjoy what you do. And I'll be subscribing myself as well. Okay, sharp.
Uphelela la episode 33 where asixoxa na Prince Vilakazi. Ukhumbule ke kusilandzela ku SoundCloud, ku Spotify na ku Anchor utothola onke lama episode lalamanye ke kusukela ku episode 1 kufika ku episode 32. Then li page lethu ku Facebook bale asixoxa na Prince Vilakazi. Mina nawo ke sitobambana ku episode lelandzelako nesivakashi lesilandzelako.
Let's talk about it. Asixoxe. Let's talk about it. Ascolte. Let's talk about it. Ascolte.